Everyone, welcome back, and in this video I'll be giving you some information on the prioritization mindset for business analysts and product owners. Now this is a very important stage that all business analysts and product owners are part of and are in charge of also. So I wanted to take this video to give you a few tips in which you can use when you prioritize features for your product. So let's get into it. So now there might be, before getting to the different tips, there might be different prioritization techniques that you might be using. There are a lot of techniques available out there, but there is a certain mindset that you have to have when you prioritize features. Okay, so the techniques, prioritization techniques, they act as a guideline for you in order to prioritize, but the entire reasoning, the decision making and the mindset needs to be something that is from our end, and not always those techniques can help you to achieve the prioritization. So that's what we'll be looking at in this particular video. So the very first mindset is, for example, is to question yourself when you are going to prioritize. Is this feature going to benefit a large audience? Okay. For example, if you are building a new feature, okay, think about whether that feature is going to be benefited, okay, by a large audience, because ultimately that is the success metrics of your feature. Okay, so if it's going to give benefit and value to a larger audience, then yes, you would be able to prioritize that accordingly. If it's not going to be beneficial, then there's no use of you prioritizing that feature and also developing that feature or taking it up in your iteration. So this is one thing that you can question. So for example, if you see recommendations, okay, let's say you have an e-commerce website and you have products already there, you have a catalog, but let's say that you want to bring in a recommendation feature. Before you bring in that recommendation feature, before you develop that, and you're in this particular hot seat of prioritizing this, first think about it, whether this recommendation is going to be benefited by a large audience. Is it going to provide value? Because you need to think about the success criteria when you prioritize. Okay, so the next one is, think about, is this feature going to benefit a small group of important audience? Now it's always one thing that you need to keep in mind is that not always a feature needs to benefit a large number of audience. Sometimes there can be scenarios where a feature might not benefit a larger audience, but it would benefit a small group of important stakeholders and audience. So in this example over here, finance report in a finance system. Now normal finance accountants and other financial people of the finance department, they, not everyone needs to see financial reports, okay, of the company's revenue and the company's performance in the first quarter, second quarter. Not everyone need to see that, but this is, by you generating financial reports, it's going to beneficial the very key stakeholders of the business. Okay, so, or the people who are using that finance system. So in another way also, you need to think about, even if it's not a larger audience, is it solving a major problem, or is it going to benefit a small group of important audience? Okay, the next one is, think about, is this feature requested by many audience? Okay, so now this third and the first point might seem similar, but the first point is from the perspective of you building a new feature. No one has requested for it, but you have this sudden thought of an idea of, okay, why not bring recommendations? So though you brought this up, you still have to think whether it's going to benefit audience. This one is this feature requested by many audience? Now you have requests coming in from audience. Okay, so for example, someone might say that they want to do online payments. Okay, so now you need to check and see whether out of, let's say, 1,000 customers, whether you're getting almost 300 to 400 or 500 requests saying that I want to be able to do online payments. So if you're getting that large number of comparative requests for your product, then that's something that you can prioritize. But if out of 1,000 you're just getting 1 or 2 requests, something really out of the blue requests, you needn't give much priority to that. Okay, so that is another key point to keep in mind when you prioritize. The next one is, think about, is this feature solving a critical problem or concern? Okay, so now this might not be something that was requested by the audience, your customers and your clients, but if you look at that particular feature you're trying to solve, think about whether it's solving a critical problem or concern. Okay, so now there are some sense of some defaults that anyone who develops a product need to keep in mind. For example, if you're building an accounting system, security is a by default thing that needs to be incorporated in your application. So think about whether it's solving a critical problem or concern. So here, anyone who is going to use your application, their concern would be security, especially when it comes to banking applications, when it comes to some online payment platforms. So all these become concerns, and when you have a particular critical problem, okay, if that feature is going to solve that problem, then yes, you can go ahead and prioritize that feature. But keep in mind to question yourself about this question also, okay? Because there are some defaults that people might not tell you you have to do it, but there are defaults that you need to incorporate in your product. So look at those defaults, and also if that's something that needs to be there, then prioritize it. And the last one is, think about, is this feature a complement of a main feature? Okay, so this is something again which is important. Now for example, let's say that I have a feature which is to upload a resume document in a job application portal. Okay, so now if a user has the ability to upload a resume at any point, if the user wants to do some editing and again re-upload that resume, the user should be able to remove the old resume and upload the new one, the updated one. But if I don't have a feature of removing, okay, a resume, then that's not solving the entire problem of the user, because then you would get back users coming and saying that, hey, I've uploaded a resume, but sometimes I just need to remove it. I uploaded a wrong document. Instead of a resume, I uploaded another PDF document of my internet connection bill. So you would get some scenarios like that, and people might want to remove that resume. So you need to provide that remove resume option, and this remove resume option is a complement to the upload. Okay, so there are other similar examples where features might be a complement to another feature. Okay, so for example, you have entered some details and then later on the user wants to edit some details. So edit might become a complementary feature to the main feature. So always look if there are some main features and if there are other complementary features that are connected and associated to that main feature. If yes, then you should be able to prioritize that feature also. Okay, so I hope that you got some idea, okay, and some tips, of the mindset that you need to have, the questions that you should, keep in mind, and how you should question yourself when you prioritize. So it's also you question yourself as well as you question other people also who are involved in this prioritization um, process. So use these particular questions to guide you through this prioritization process. And also if you want to use other prioritization, so I've taken a separate video on the different prioritization techniques. You can refer to the link that I've provided in the description box. But for now, I hope this video was informative. If you liked this video, please do give this a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe, and also do share your feedbacks. Thank you.